Omission with the intent to hide something that you know will hurt someone or hide something that you know you shouldn't have done is a lie. Omission to protect yourself because sometimes you overshare too much and people around you don't always have the best intentions is the truth. So learning that thin line, we say there's a thin line between love and hate and all this. That's the duality I talk about, right? That thin line between love and hate. Because remember, love exists in both sides, but one is truth and one is a lie, which is distortion. And so when we know how to decipher what is distortion energy, where you feel yourself, you have the truth in front of you, you can tell the truth, but you feel yourself conjuring up stories. I can say this, or maybe this, and then I can do this, and then I can blame that, and then I can do, you see that? That intent to hide, that omission to hide, that's what makes something a lie, right? So omission itself is not negative, but I always tell people all words are dualistic. So however you want to use it is your choice, but you have to remember all meaning has a dual meaning. So if you're choosing to omit to hide, to cover up, that's what a lie is. Now, when we come to truth speakers, I don't lie. When I was younger, I used to lie a lot because I had to. Society taught me to. Society rewarded me for lying, right? That's what kids learn. When I got older, I was like, this is silly. I'm lying to myself about stuff that I don't even believe in just to make other people happy. I'm not going to do that to myself anymore. So I started telling the truth. And a lot of energy don't like that, which is why you have to know your purity inside of your heart, which is your intent. So if you're omitting something, let's say in a situation, you see somebody is hurting themselves, you can choose to speak up or choose not to speak up. How I usually look at omission is I know the truth. I want to tell this person of what they need to work on, what they need to do. I can run out a whole list, but that's not going to help them. So in that moment, I omit that and I give them the truth that they need, which is how can I better serve you through this moment if there's somebody who matters to me? Because, yes, for me, it has to be energy that I understand that if I'm going to hold something back so that they don't emotionally feel a certain way, then yeah, I'm going to admit to tell the truth, but without hurting them, right? And this is where it gets sticky because people have to understand sometimes people have to learn how to grow through their own things. Sorry, my mouth is so dry today. But you have to help people work through energy sometimes, and you can't tell them everything. This is why I say oversharing, because then oversharing feels like you're telling someone what to do, and they're going to walk away from your truth, and they're not going to trust it. So that's why I say omission itself is just knowing: am I holding back to hide from getting myself hurt in a way that I know I shouldn't have done something, or am I holding back because I don't want them to get hurt because I know what it feels like to have somebody hurt me in that way, and I'm just going to hold the energy back? It's a double-edged sword. You have to know how to yield it, which is why when I tell people it's important to understand your peace, that means that you know your sense of joy, you know your sense of balance when you are in an energy that you don't have answers for. And so when you can do that, you're better able to then differentiate when something that comes to you is a lie or the truth, right? When you have inner peace, you know what the truth is. You see the truth very fast, very clear, like, nah, because when someone tells the truth, omission of truth is so much different than omission of a lie. Because even if you see someone not giving full truth, if they're living an intent of being truthful, people who are truthful, who have been through that journey, recognize the steps of truth to get there, and it's not easy. It is not an easy task to do. So they're like, no, they're telling the truth, because only someone who's telling the truth will go through these steps. If you're a liar, you don't know these steps. You've never had these steps. You don't experience these steps. But guess what? We can see the patterns of a liar. Shake it. Now I'm not going to say that body language is always the truth, because there are some people who know how to cold face, stone cold lie to you, right? And don't get me wrong, I know how to if I needed to, but spiritually, that would do me nothing. That would do nothing for me, right? Some people have to remember there's a sense of power that comes with lying and telling the truth. It all has to do with power, right? If I can lie to you and get you to do something for me without me even trying, and all I have to do is make up some story and you believed it and the whole world moves, that's power. That's why people love to tell lies. But again, if you get distorted in that power, it becomes ill intent and it's not real. Versus if you tell the truth, it might take longer, but it's a buildup of the reward because the thing is you told the truth. Now there's resistance because it's like, people don't usually do this. Let's hold this here for a minute. This is pending, right? And then on your side, it's like, okay, well, they think I'm lying, so I have to find my inner peace while this process is happening to be okay with knowing I told the truth and that's all that matters. And then while the evidence is collected and they come to their conclusion, boom, okay, flow. You were telling the truth. We just wanted to make sure. That's how the universe works, my loves. So that's why it always feels like, why is it? I'm telling the truth and it's happening because it's being reserved for you. But if you start lying to yourself to convince yourself that it's better to just tell a lie, yeah, all this out here seems accessible, but all your blessings get stuck up here. So I say, tell the truth so that blessings can pour onto you. Anytime you're truthful with yourself and others, the truth will always pour into you. And that's what you have to remember about understanding omission. Omission, again, for me, I'm not going to go out here and tell everybody every single thing that goes on in my inner world because it's for me. But I can share bits and pieces of it, right? That's omission. But I'm not also going to go out here and tell you guys something and make up a lie just to get you to follow me and do all this other stuff and try to sell you stuff. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but that's not my intent on this platform. I'm here to just share information. However you utilize that information is up to you, right? I just like to give energy because I have enough to give, and this is the way I choose to give it. Versus being drained by somebody who's always lying and coming to me and asking me for stuff and I'm just giving it. No. I chose to tell the truth this way because I can give in a much more peaceful way, right? When I say find that peace, I like doing this much more than like being face to face. Now, I love face to face interactions, but I can't do a lot of people at once. It's overwhelming. So that's why this has become my medium for working through my energy and finding that way for me to tell my truth, right? Because then it frees me to be more open and honest. And again, those who resonate with my truth will be like, yeah, this is what I'm feeling too. If I can make up a lie and somebody be like, yeah, that's me too. Don't get me wrong, lies get follows, but it has no sustenance, right? When you tell the truth, you are a free-flowing fountain, and you will always have truth to spill because there's always going to be lies revealed in front of you. And in that moment of being a healer, you have to know how to protect yourself. And so there's some times when I'm like, that's too big of a lie for me to get involved in. And you gotta walk away. But like, oh, it's on its last leg. It's about to take itself out. But I would rather watch something fall and take itself out, like we're seeing all these false empires fall this year, than me get in the way of it and then they can make me the scapegoat and blame me like, see, they did it, right? And cover it up and make some big fake story. No, that's not gonna be my energy. So learn how to use discernment when you use omission when it comes to truth telling and telling a lie. Because there's energy keeping tabs. And it ain't the ones around you that you think. So, again, this is your journey. Choose to utilize it how you want. I love you. Hope this makes sense.